It still says it's going live. There it is. It says it's live.
Hi.
Are you going to say hi? He came and photobombed me on the thumbnail.
I'll eat this.
And then I said, dude, you can't run off just yet. People are going to think I clickbaited him. All right, you can go play now.
I'm trying to eat that thing.
Say bye. How are you guys doing? You'll notice that it's just me. Sweet Maya will be in here in just a minute. He's finishing up something outside. It is light still at 7 p.m., so we got to utilize that. Thank you, Tiffany. How are you guys doing? I wasn't here last week. Let me sit in front of this so it won't be so dark. Yeah, Sol Yates, he's a sweetheart. He loves helping people. Thank you, Homestead in the Highlands. I'm feeling okay. I got a little sweaty in the greenhouse. I've been working out there the last few hours, and it is really warm in there because it is very, very, very sunny today. The farming pastor's wife. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Jamie. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. How are you guys doing? Have you had a good weekend? Oh, thank you, Peaceful Inspirations. I see lots of people saying they're new subscribers. Vegan Wife Hamlet, thank you. I'm glad to have you guys with us, to be certain. There's that everyday Kira. She was here with me yesterday. She'll be on the vlog tomorrow. She came and visited. Hey, Morgan, Goldshaw Farm. There's Stivers Homestead, A Table Full in the Woods. Lots of friends here with us tonight. So, Hillary, do you wait until everything you planted last season is harvested, or do you rip it out to make room for the new? That is a really hard thing to manage, deciding whether to go ahead and rip something out, even though it might still have a little bit of production time, but I'm pretty ruthless on it. If something's starting to kind of peter out, I will rip it out to put something new in. But I know not everybody is like that. It's kind of hard sometimes, but you got to do what you got to do. If you want to keep the garden full all the time, you got to make those decisions sometimes. And I like for the garden to have stuff in it as much as possible. I'm really excited about the Shindig. It's coming soon. I'm really one of those people that kind of has to focus on the next thing. And actually this Wednesday, my friend Amanda is flying in from California. And so I've really been thinking a lot about that, while also thinking about the Shindig in kind of like a preparation sense, but like not as super excited sense. I have to think about what's next. Then I'm actually going a couple days before the Shindig, like earlier that week, down to Dallas for a media event for a brand called Job's. They make like organic stuff. And I'm flying down there for something that they're doing for just like 2 days. And then the Shindig's that weekend. So that's a lot. And I'm really excited. It is dark. Is it really dark to you guys? I guess normally it's light outside, so I don't know why it feels so dark in here. Getting used to having water. Shindig detail update, please. The Shindig is April the 6th. It has been moved to the White County Fairgrounds in Searcy because we didn't have enough. We had over 1,000 people RSVP, and so that was a lot. And so we moved it over there. It's from 9 to 5 that day. We have an Eventbrite link. If somebody could post that, I don't know who I have on here that's moderating right now, but if somebody could post that, that would be really awesome. And that gives you some information on that. Samantha, thank you so much. I sent a thank you note on Amazon, but I never know if people get those. And it drives me nuts to not like get an email to be able to actually thank people. But thank you so much. It actually came in yesterday. I really appreciate it. It's really cool. The Amazon wish list is really cool because we get gifts. Occasionally, it's just really fun. Somebody asked about my mug. This is made by a friend of mine. Her name's Haley Rose. She has an incredible gift in ceramics. I would say the majority, like over half of my handmade mugs that you see me carrying and using are made by her. Haley Rose Ceramics. And I have a coupon code for like my viewers. I just asked her once because people were asking me about it all the time. And I think it's 10% off. It's a Roots in the letter N Refuge. And she has an Etsy shop. So Michigan is still too cold. We are definitely in full blown, like it's time to plant spring stuff and get stuff started in the greenhouse. And it's getting pretty warm here. It could still get cold. Sweet Mile will be here in just a minute to Wild Onions. He's actually, I don't know if I should tell you guys this. He might get on to me, but he's actually painting the window greenhouse. And from what I can see, it's entirely painted, the stuff that was being painted. But he had to finish that before he cleaned up all his stuff. So he's a little bit late. He'll be here in a minute. The Maya, that's funny, heirloom permaculture. I'm sure he's told you all the story about the Ethan. I was probably sitting next to him when he did, but we call Ethan from 180 degrees from average the Ethan. Any real advantage to starting flowers indoors? Amanda Wells. You know, some things just very clearly state that they do better direct sown, in which case you should. To me, the advantage is that flower seeds are so often very small. And so a lot of times if you start them indoors, the soil is a little more controlled. Whereas, you know, if you plant them outside and then you get like a golly washer rain that washes them away or displaces them or whatever, a lot of them need to be like surface sown. And just so they can still get to the light, they need light to germinate. And it's easier for them to get misplaced out in the garden. So that's why I like to start them ahead of time. And to me, when it comes to planting, I so prefer putting plants in the beds instead of seeds because you just have a visual of where things are. But you don't have to. I mean, there are some things that I will direct. So hello, Mary's Organic Garden Journal and Alternative Smallholding. I wish I could say hi to everybody that came in, but I am so glad you are all here. Start onions in zone 6. If someone else knows, I have not grown many onions. I think I didn't start any from seed, and I'm pretty sure I'm too late here in zone 7A, B-ish. And so I think I'm going to put some sets in that I'm going to get at the store. Just totally goofed on that one. Can we bring our family dog to the Shindig now that it has been moved? Little Creek? I need to find that out. I don't know what the rules are at the fairgrounds, whether they allow pets or not. They may not. Hold on, let me scoot over and let's. Sweet Maya's here.
Wow, this cord is.
Sorry, I made a mess.
Is that...
Are you hungry?
I'll be all right.
Okay. Is this is working? I think.
But this isn't charging then.
Oh. There it goes.
So what's up?
Denise, actually, yes, I do have a new devotional coming soon. It's in my head. I haven't filmed it yet. I don't know how to say your name. Akia Egyptian Walking Onions. Okay, so I went to pick my son up, Asher, who stayed at a friend's house the other night, and my friend Carla showed me her garden. And she lives in this like really old little white house that you have to drive underneath this really big tree. And it's just that kind of place just like woos the heck out of my heart. And so we go and we walk past this winding path and there's all this wild privet hedge everywhere, which is terrifying looking. And we get down and she's got this clearing out. She's working on her garden and she was talking about perennials and she was telling me about Egyptian walking onions, which I've never grown them before. And I really think that's something that I want to put into the perennial garden. Amanda Wells. It's pretty warm outside.
Yeah, I've been getting my tan on.
Yeah. Don't encourage him.
Looking good.
Tammy Mathis says Shindig is the gathering that we're hosting here in Central Arkansas on April 6th with VW Family Farms. And we're just calling it the Shindig. It's just a one-day gathering for our YouTube friends and for local people to come together and meet up. Stivers Homestead said they're both burnt today too. The quails are laying. They're next door right now in that building over there. What's up with the color of this? Like, it keeps changing. I think my computer's having a hard time. Y'all, my laptop has been, it's been threatening to throw in the towel lately.
It's like Brett Favre playing for the Vikings. Should have retired.
I definitely do use the heck out of it, though. Thank you, Two Family Homestead. There is the link, the Eventbrite link. Two Family Homestead just shared to the thing. No, Country Homestead Preacher, that is not me singing. The way they did the credits on that CD is a little weird. At the bottom, it actually says the girl who was singing on that. Her name is Charmaine. However, I did help him write that song. I wrote part of that song, which is why my name is on the back underneath that. Yeah, I bet it is the brighter than normal background. You know what? I already told him what you were doing.
My hands are covered in paint.
Let's do this.
Can we move the table?
I don't think that's necessary. Let's just scooch over. Maybe
Scooch.
is that maybe? I guess I didn't get a lot of the window out, but I think putting this black in the background probably helped. I did sing a little bit at the gathering. That did happen because I was peer pressured.
No, those are anchors. Because I am an anchor for this family.
What are you talking about?
She says that paint on your tank top. I said, no, it's anchors.
Oh, yeah. Well, Jeremiah did buy every single one of the same tank top that Old Navy had because that's what he does.
I was in the Marine Corps. I can wear an anchor tank top if I want to.
He finds a shirt that he likes, and then he buys one in every available color, and then he just wears them for like 2 or 3 years until they're ratty. And then he goes and he finds another shirt that he likes, buys all the colors, gets rid of the old ones, and has the new ones. He likes to eliminate choices because he said that's what geniuses do.
I think that's true. How many times have I come to you and been like, what should I wear? I never say that because it's always the same one. It's in a different color. I'm like the Men in Black. I put on the same type of jeans, the same kind of shirt.
Yes, we got the Rapunzel tomato seeds. I replied to the comment that was on here. Thank you so much. I'm actually starting those. I'm going to grow them this year on your suggestion. So I'm excited to see. I love the name of them. The Quick Gardener. I did direct sow all my zinnias last year. I didn't start any of them. I started some today in the garden or in the greenhouse just because I wanted to start some. I might take some to plant sales and stuff, but I direct sowed them last year. Thank you, April. I appreciate that super chat.
Carissa Bittner says, not a question, but my husband just asked me why all his drill bits are red.
Yours? His? I don't know.
Yeah, whose drill bits are red?
If it's a joke, I don't get it.
That's why I was asking for clarification.
So, no, the Shindig is free, Kathy. We're not charging for that. There's a $15 fee if you'd like to be a vendor and sell like handmade goods, or we're doing a plant sale. So if you wanted to bring plants to sell, it's just a $15 fee to vend, and that covers our costs for like the tables and stuff like that.
Jennifer Wong, Jeremiah, if I make beds just like yours, but only 8 or 12 foot long, do the corners still need to be concreted? No. If you don't want to use concrete, you don't have to use concrete for any of them, really. But you would have to dig your holes deeper to give it more of an anchor. You could pack it back in with dirt.
The drill bits were red from drilling solar cups.
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay, that's funny.
Oh, he was asking why all of his drill bits are red.
Yeah.
And you're like, I know nothing.
That's funny.
And I introduced myself to a couple of families at the gathering, and I was like, tell your husbands I'm sorry for all the grief I've caused them.
What time can vendors start setting up? Do you know that answer to that? Will you text Ben and ask him?
Yep.
They're at church, so it might be a second before we find that out. But
He's
we'll
praying
find
to
out.
the Lord.
It's from the things from 9 to 5. I want to say maybe it's 7, but maybe that's just what's in my mind. I don't know if that's true.
Did I figure out a tat in honor of my mom? I did. My mom loved butterflies. What?
I thought you were just gonna say I did, and then just like
yeah, I did. It's gonna be a secret. No, I don't. My mom loved butterflies, all things butterflies. we're eventually going to be putting in a butterfly garden in her honor. I don't know when. It's not even on the radar right now, but eventually. With that being said, the day that she died, a giant butterfly, like the biggest one me and Jessica have ever seen, like flew over the ambulance and then kind of like tucked away and then disappeared. So I always see butterflies differently now. I think what we're going to do is a combination of a tattoo for my son and for my mom, and Jessica's brother is going to design it and draw it up. So
My brother's going to Croatia tomorrow.
oh wow.
I have a hair in my mouth. I think it's still attached to my head. I need just really like, if you are coming to the Shindig and you have a channel, if you will please message, which the Shindig email.
Oh yes.
Don't,
Okay. I got it.
The Shindig email.
Yes, it's
we just need to know if you're coming and you have a channel, if you will just message us.
Yes. The Shindig 2019 at Gmail.
Yeah. Swallowtail. Yes, the Tinker's Wife.
Ethan, if you could find that, if you're on here, or for that Sarah, then don't worry about it. But if it is Ethan, if you could link the email address or type it out.
The Rustic Ranch Garden. Yeah, I get grubs occasionally, but not too bad. I just throw them in with the chickens whenever I find them, but I don't get them very bad.
I don't think that's right. Hey, look.
The Shindig 2019.
That doesn't say the. I think
yes, it does. The Shindig 2019.
No, 2 families.
Oh, yeah. Somebody else.
I think it has the in front of it. I can tell you for sure. Yes, it has the in front of it. So it's the Shindig 2019 at gmail.com. If you have a channel, message us there, please.
Katrina Burt, if I were sent surprise seeds, would I grow them without knowing what they were? Honestly, probably not. I mean, I have a lot of surprise seeds downstairs because things spill out or whatever, and I'll save them and just write surprise on them. But like, I don't grow them because I like to know what things are. Because if I love it and then I can't tell people what it is, then it'll be a bummer. So just quickly for the people who are just getting on, we are coming down really close to the Shindig. It's the gathering that we're co-hosting with VW Family Farms here in Central Arkansas next month on April 6th. It's a Saturday. It's from 9 to 5 at the White County Fairgrounds. We've nailed down a couple of food trucks. There's going to be music. The Haskins family is going to be doing music. Daniel, our friend that does the music for our channel, is going to be doing music. And we are really excited. We're really looking forward to meeting everybody. We had to move it. We were going to have it at the Vincent's house, but 1,000 people RSVP'd, so we moved it to the fairgrounds. And we're really looking forward to that. Miss Mayhem, she is doing really good. She's quite pregnant. I'm guessing she's probably going to kid here in the next week or two at the most.
She'll probably kid before the Shindig.
I'm really hoping she kids while Amanda's here. My friend Amanda is coming on Wednesday. She's flying in just to stay. Her mom bought her a ticket for her birthday. And she has goats that are pregnant for the first time. So I'm going to teach her how to milk goats while she's here.
Amanda's a cute little sweet thing.
She is.
Sweet little darling.
She is. She's so fun. Like, she's one of my
I remember
really good
when
friends.
Jessica met her for the first time in California.
Yeah. I met her at the expo in California. Cried. Yeah. We were super excited that she's coming here. So
I was trying not to make light of her emotional response.
Why is this? Okay. It keeps going out of focus. It's bothering me.
Just listen. It's okay. It's just a live video.
Whenever that happens and I'm vlogging, I'm like,
we can't just tap the center. And
I know. That's why I tried. Did y'all see me try to tap the camera? It doesn't work like that. That's a webcam, not my actual camera with a touch screen. But, you know.
Any update on the high tunnel? The USDA is back in business, but they haven't called us. So I'm probably going to call them and kind of get a rundown of everything when we make a decision.
Bo Roden, will basil plants from last year bloom again this year? The actual plants, they're very frost tender, so they die. However, if you left them in long enough to die for the frost, I'm guessing that they went to seed. And if your basil went to seed in your bed, you will have new plants this year because they reseed like crazy. So if it had long enough to get flowers, I'm sure it dropped seed and will grow back in the same place.
Just ignore him.
Who?
John.
What did you say?
Heirloom permaculture.
Oh my gosh, I just saw what he said. One bed that you grow surprise seeds and make it a feature in the video.
I mean, I do got.
Oh my gosh, you need to stop.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
I don't know that I could grow surprise seeds.
I need some lotion. My hands are dry.
Where's that Mangalitsa stuff? It's in the bedroom.
You used it.
Yeah, it's in the bathroom. We have
Okay,
this
later.
Mangalitsa lotion that Kaylee from the farm on Quail Hollow sent us, and it's made from Mangalitsa lard, and it is seriously the best stuff for your skin because obviously pig skin is really close to ours, and so I mean, as far as like you kind of think, oh, that's weird until you try it, and it's like, wow, what a huge difference it makes. Is someone crying?
Yep.
My
Grandma's
mom's
out there.
My mom came to hang out with our kids tonight because she saw Jeremiah had to stop multiple times last time.
It wasn't that bad. It was a little bad.
What are you planting in the bed at the top of the steps? Dennis, I think I'm just going to do some different flowers. I don't know. It just depends on what I end up having extra of. I've always wanted to do something really dynamic there, but we also have a plan to build new rails and like do an overhang and stuff there. And we're going to be redoing our roof soon. And so I don't really want to spend a whole lot of time trying to develop all of that.
I thought we were just going to put flowers in it.
Yeah, so we're just going to put flowers in it. Like I wanted to do like some bushes and stuff.
You know, I'm actually pretty surprised. We even put in there, and I put in that video when the 4x4 fell and almost hit me. Like I slowed it down, and I put text, and I don't think we got one comment about, oh my gosh, you almost got smashed by a 4x4.
It didn't look nearly as bad as you described it.
It was pretty. Ask Ethan. It was pretty bad.
It just wasn't that like. It was pretty.
Yeah, because you weren't the one standing by a 4x4 that fell.
Are you going to respond to anything? You took a breath like you were going to, and that's why I was waiting, but then it just kind of just stretched out to this.
Yeah, going to help Jim and Renda was fun, and I got clam chowder, so that was awesome.
I made tomato soup tonight from canned tomatoes from our garden last year.
Oh.
It's really delicious.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I made you a panini.
A panini?
Yeah, we might lose Sweet Maya to his dinner. He usually eats before. Twin Cedar Farm said they were very worried about you in the 4x4. So
that is not. I don't believe that. They didn't even know about the 4x4 until I just said it. Now, I bet you it's Ethan telling them to say something. It's okay, though.
Heirloom Permaculture said they're in a secret mission. They're in Asheville.
God's got my back.
Gather and grow, no quiche. However, the other day, Asher, my son, who is 11, was going to a birthday party. And they messaged and said, hey, does Asher have any food aversions? And I said, yeah, he doesn't really like nuts. And there's this and that. And I said, Asher, is there anything that you have like food aversion wise that you really don't want to eat? I'm just like double checking, making sure I'm not forgetting anything. He goes, I'm really burnt out on quiche. I was like, she's probably not going to serve quiche at a 10-year-old's birthday party, but I'll make sure to let her know. And she was like, yeah, I was thinking tacos. I was like, yeah, that's fine. He's like requesting that people do not serve him quiche.
I'll be honest. I was pretty burnt out on quiche until I put that original recipe sriracha sauce on it. And now I'm like craving it because I want to eat more.
Grace Junction Homestead said they just named their new buckling Asher. My friend Ann got a buckling actually from us and named it Asher. So that's funny.
Ethan said I'm gonna make the 4x4 fall in a really intense moment. Cue Jason Bourne music.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, play it up, Ethan, just to satisfy Jeremiah because he was really traumatized. He told me about it multiple times.
I was more traumatized that none of my friends cared.
Oh my goodness.
Like I'm literally just serving my heart out.
Oh my God.
Ethan, just the 4x4 fell and it almost smashed me. And Ethan didn't even blink. He just continued his conversation like that was normal. So it really makes you question who's your best friend.
Oh, I'm so sorry that happened to you, my love. We'll talk about how it felt later. Okay?
Yeah, I need some counseling. Some snuggle counseling.
You're so bad. What do you do with eggs once they start coming out your ears? 'Tis the season. True that, Carissa. We eat quiche. We eat boiled eggs on salad. We eat scrambled eggs. I eat fried eggs on lots of things like croque monsieur sandwiches and just egg sandwiches. We use a lot of eggs. You can one cool thing you can do is you can preserve the yolks in salt, cure them, and like grind them like Parmesan. That's a really good thing. There are lots of great things you can do with eggs. If you genuinely have just too many that you cannot use them, I like to scramble them and feed them back to my chickens because then it offsets the feed bill. I don't know, that feels kind of gross. Don't feed them to them, obviously not scrambled. You want to change the form so you don't teach them to eat eggs. That's not a good thing. Sort of like hearing the shrimp guy only with eggs. That's funny.
I've seen this a couple of times. What sunscreen do you use during the hot months? I don't.
Which is dangerous.
I don't really get burned.
Still not good.
So I just don't. Sorry.
I use Alba Botanica sunscreen and wear big hats, and I do not work outside during the height of the day. I do go in the morning and the evening, and also will wear sun shirts because you have to take care of your skin. Xavier said, "Can I bribe you to make a devotional with homemade cookies?"
Who?
Xavier said that.
Talking to me?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of cookies?
I don't need cookies to do a devotional. I've done devotionals like a bunch of times.
But what they don't know is that every time you do one, I'm making you cookies. See?
Whatever.
Yes, Hill Gardens. Question. Are there any tomatoes you have planted that you did not like and won't grow again? The number one tomato you will never grow again is...
I hate to say this because I'm sure several people
Wow,
have
that's not how this goes. When
okay, try it again. The vernissage line.
That's right. That's right.
I do not like those.
Anytime we say vernissage, we have to go because it tastes like that.
I don't like those.
I've actually never tried it, so
I've grown the green and the black. I've never grown the pink, but I'm not a huge fan of those. Some people like them. Some people say they're really good. I don't like that saladette size of tomatoes anyway. Like I just don't really grow many of those. Yeah, Carissa, I mean, to me, the size is not useful. That little like 2-ounce globe tomato, I don't love it. Wilder Still story. I have told this story before, but I see several of you guys just like mob mentality. It's like somebody says it and you're like, Wilder Still story, Wilder's, like they all just start commenting it.
Is that what that feels like? Yeah.
Alpacas? Anybody want to write that?
No, we're not switching stories. Wilder Still.
And let me see if I can tell the story short. Okay. You can grab that stuff. It's on the bathroom counter in the back bathroom. So Wilder Still, a couple of years ago, I was dealing with myself. Me and God were dealing with myself over some things, and just like some hurt places in my heart. And I was realizing that every time that I was willing to confront and work through a broken place in myself, I was able to reach a deeper revelation of who God was. I was able to understand him more, and that it was really my broken mindset that was holding me back in a lot of places. And so essentially I was praying one night, and I was actually praying with Daniel, and we actually wrote this song that night. That basically the bottom line was that I realized that like God is so wild. He's not domesticated. He doesn't fit in a box. But that if you're willing to search him out and you're willing to get yourself out of the way to search him out, there's always wilder still to discover. Like you can go deep, but there's always deeper still to discover. You can go high, but there's always higher still. Like there's not an end to God. And I think that so often we get broken, and so we put God in a box and try to keep him in a tame and a safe place, because we're afraid. And so that's what that comes from. There's always wilder still. So. That's what that means. That's my handwriting too, in case you're interested. That's all. So I agree. He is so good, Chris. And it's funny because I actually don't get asked about that very much. I mean, I get asked on YouTube, but when my brother did this tattoo, he's like, get ready. You're going to be asked about this forever. Everybody's going to ask you all the time. And it's kind of a hard thing to just explain in a nutshell. There's a lot more to it even than that. I could go deeper than that. But I really don't get asked about it very much. People are probably always like, what the heck does that mean? And think I'm crazy. I see no green. Pinch the man. Guys, I was at Walmart today. Today's St. Patrick's Day. We just completely didn't do anything about
My
that.
socks are green. What are you going to do? They're green.
I'm not pitching them because I'm not wearing green. In retaliation, he's so not worth it.
Will you rub some lotion on my hands?
Let's not make this weird. Kaylee from Quail Hollow, the farm on Quail Hollow, made this Mangalitza body butter. It is sincerely so stinking good.
The only thing that would make this better is if you were doing this instead of me. No.
Oh, thank you, Red Panda Ann. I appreciate that. Oh,
What?
are both of us have greenish eyes?
What does that mean?
Are you putting on your little face? Is your face burnt?
My face does not get burnt.
Oh!
Whoa!
My tats have green. I'm pinch proof. Yours don't.
Yes, they do.
Nope. That's
Kind of
blue.
bluish green. It's like a teal. My eyes are green.
Yeah, your eyes are green.
Boom. Does that count?
Yeah, I got to Walmart this afternoon with Benjamin, and I walked in, and I was like, and a lot of people are wearing green, and then immediately I was like, oh, man, I totally just completely. I've had my nose pierced for a few years. I don't know. I've never taken it out, so.
That was a zit. Look at that.
Stop looking at yourself in the camera.
That was a
You
big
can't
old
do
zit
that.
on my forehead right there.
Whew. Oh, Jessica, I wear like a size medium or large tank top, just to kind of depending on how they run. I tend to wear things a little baggy. Have you ever seen a teal leprechaun? That's a good question. What would you name your alpaca if you got one? Twin Cedar Farm. I have a list of alpaca names, but they are strictly confidential.
You've revealed them once.
No, I haven't. I've never told my alpaca names. I told my cow name, Winona Faye.
No.
I've never shared those on a public place. I promise I haven't.
I know what they are.
Well, you do. You're my husband.
Oh. Would you like me to tell them?
No.
No? If I did, would you show them the greenhouse?
No. I wouldn't do that to you. Wild and wonderful. Amen to that. That is so true.
Yeah, we haven't even got into dorky goat names. Right now we've been playing around with vintage and books.
And I mean permaculture. We don't need anything, but I mean you could stop by if you wanted to.
What would they say?
Do y'all need anything when we pass by?
You're coming from Tennessee? Nope, wrong direction. If you're coming from Oklahoma, I'd have you bring me some Brahms ice cream. You know what I'm saying? If you're from Oklahoma, you know what I'm saying.
Amanda Wales, I just keep repeating till I get shut off or they answer. What is?
Can you put a link for the lotion? I think, honestly, if we just linked Farm on Quail Hollow's channel or something like that, you could figure out how to get to it from there.
I don't know where she sells it.
Yes,
I don't know if she has a website or stuff.
But because it's based out of pig fat, I'm telling you, it moisturizes.
Lard. And she puts essential oils and stuff in it.
Yeah, no, it smells amazing, but I'm telling you, it moisturizes better than anything plant-based.
Yeah, could somebody link her channel? What would you say makes a homesteader? I think that word is kind of taken on a new meaning than what it used to. Obviously, it used to have to do with the government and all the different things that, homesteads. It was just it meant something different. I really feel like now I kind of use that term for anybody that is like making a move to disconnect from like the system of our culture to grow their own food, really, like, or become more sustainable overall. That's kind of where I use it, but there are suburban homesteaders. There are people who are kind of doing that. I kind of in my mind correlate that with having some space, but not really, because I think that whenever you get in your heart to do that, you start that journey. Some people, they're not ever going to be on a bunch of acres. And so they can grow a lot of their food if they set their heart to it and become more sustainable wherever they are. Thank you. Hey, it's a good life for posting that. It's a mindset. Yes, Rose, I agree. Like, I think it's a mindset. That's a good way to put it. Like homesteading, just like setting your mind towards becoming sustainable. And then just doing what you can wherever you are in your life. I think that's good. So, can an aged chicken run be a good garden? We have a lot of red clay, so I need a fertile place. Yeah, I mean, you want it to be aged for at least a year before you put anything in it with chickens. So, but yes, absolutely. The soil, it's in my chicken yard now, but where our chicken coop used to be, where that it's aged, that soil for the top like 6 inches is like black. Now underneath it, it's clay. But it makes me wish that I could plant something in it, because I hate to just. Do you know that when I see people like on Instagram that have tilled their ground and it's like black soil, I'm like, what is this? I've never seen that before. Our soil is terrible. Do you grow anything that doesn't grow there natively? Example, citrus or whatever. No, Darlene, I have not gotten into that. If we ever end up doing a high tunnel, I will get into that. Oh, Angie's Pantry. Cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. I think I've watched most of the videos from Deep South Homesteads Gathering. It was a really good time. How can you tell when a green tomato is ready to be picked? I just squeeze it a little bit, and whenever it gives and it feels ripe, then it's good to go. But you have to squeeze them or else they'll get too ripe, because you'll be looking for that color change. They kind of change colors too. Most green tomatoes change colors. They're still green, but it's like a different shade of green is when they're unripe. Small farm in a big city. Should I heat my greenhouse when the temp drops lower than 50? No, don't worry about that. Like, honestly, if you've had a sunny day, if your temp drops below 30, it'll probably be fine. But if it's overcast, then it's probably going to be ambient. But no, under 50. There's nothing that can't handle that. Peppers don't really like that, but usually if your temp's dropping right under 50, if it was warm during the day, your greenhouse will still be warm.
Amanda Page, I was looking for wire fencing, chicken coop stuff, etc., and everything has health warnings, lead, etc. Any ideas on this? Are you looking for stuff to make a chicken coop, or is it to use in the garden? I'm just asking for some clarification.
Aw, Evan Leanne. Planted your bare root. That's really cool. I love when you plant something and you're just really excited about it. Yeah, Angie's Pantry, Two Family Homestead did a playlist for the videos from the gathering. So if you send yours to them, they'll put it on there.
I think we're about 45 minutes from the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
Where the Shindig will be.
Is June too late to start what? Like, it depends on where you are and what you're talking about. It's been dropping lower than the 40s. It got down to 32 here last night, so it's definitely still getting cold, but my greenhouse is not getting cold. What would cause my tomatoes to get crunchy leaves and then they wilt? Like your starts, it could be dampening off. Like if they're staying too wet, you don't want your soil to stay too wet. I can't think of what else would cause crunchy leaves. But how's your watering schedule? Is it like a lot? Are goats supposed to give birth in July? Do you guys have any name ideas since your names are so cute? Twin Cedar Farms. I don't know. I'll have to think about that. I love naming goats. It's like super fun.
What do you use to support your melons on the trellis? Something bags?
Oh yeah, produce bags. Sorry, I thought you were going to answer that question. Yeah, produce bags. Like I have plastic ones that I bought, and it was like $10 for a whole bunch of them, 500 or something from Amazon. They're in our Amazon store. We have the curated storefront where you can go shop. It's not our wish list. We have our wish list and then our storefront. Both links are in our video. The wish list is a list that we have because people ask us what they can send us, and those are gifts. Sometimes people buy stuff from the wish list, but they'll have it sent to themselves because they'll think that it's a storefront. So it's in the storefront under gardening, but they're like these plastic produce bags. However, I'm really trying to get away from using plastic. That's something that I have become aware of it, and I'm making choices to no longer do things. So in the future, I'm planning on using like delicates bags, like that you get for washing delicates in the washing machine. And I'm going to use clothespins to tie those up. Hopefully that will work.
Angie's Pantry. We live in Arkansas, not Mississippi.
Yep. It took us about 7 hours to get to Deep South Homestead.
Yes, it did.
It was really good, though. It was totes worth it. What type of pea and bean inoculant do you buy on Amazon? It's called mycorrhiza. It's mycorrhiza, but like it's called Myco Bloom, MYCO Bloom, and that may be in our storefront too. I'm not sure. I'll have to add it if it's not. But that's what I use, Nikki.
Debbie Family Farm just got on.
Oh, okay. Red Pan and to start a garden, I won't have a yard until then. No, I don't think June is too late. I mean, some things probably won't have time. Where are you located? I can't remember. I think we've talked about this before, but I can't remember where you are. If you are anywhere like zone 6 and below, 5 and below even, there are a lot of things like squash and cucumbers that are 50 to 60 day varieties. So you could totally get those in. You could start some tomato plants. I mean, just get some plant starts, put them in some containers and transplant them when you get there. But you could totally still start some gardening in June. Congratulations on your new yard, wherever that is.
What is the concern of putting a raised bed on top of a chicken yard? Depending on how deep things rooted, how deep the bed was, like...
I don't
know that it would affect anything because like even like our biggest plants like okra don't go to the bottom of our beds that are 18 inches deep. So I don't know that it would affect anything.
Yeah. Who do you send the vendor fees for the Shindig? We have a PayPal.
To that email, and then we'll get on there.
Yeah.
It sends you a link to the PayPal.
Darlene, we don't use any sort of fertilizers for the most part. We just use the compost that we put on. We top dress. We put everything fresh compost in the beginning of the season. And then we'll put like rabbit poop on it. And actually we were sent a worm bin off my wish list. And I haven't got it set up yet, but I'm going to start doing like worm tea, which I'm super pumped about that.
We've never grown loofahs.
Cajun style, what zone are you? South Louisiana, probably like 9 or 10. You'll have to look it up with your zip code to be sure, but you're down there where you can grow tropical stuff. Maybe 8 in some areas of South Louisiana. I think maybe it's like Texas and California might be 10. South Louisiana may be like 8B or 9. Yeah, worm tea, harvesting the bounty. It's really good stuff.
Biggest and fastest growing YouTube channel. I don't
180 degrees from average. I'm contemplating only speaking in a Texas accent when we're in Arkansas. Not sure why I'm randomly saying that, but
I think that's good. I've heard his Texas accent. It's pretty legit. And I mean, not if you're from Texas, you'll know. But if you're not from Texas, it sounds pretty good.
It is pretty convincing from a northerner. Somebody said, do we like grilling produce? Absolutely. We grill a lot of veggies in the summer because I hate heating up the kitchen. And so we grill.
Well, this year will be different because we'll actually have an HVAC system that'll keep the house cool, but we'll probably still grill a lot because we like to grill stuff.
Yeah. We replaced our air conditioning in the winter because our house almost burnt down because everything needed to be replaced. But the last 5 years, we've just dealt with the fact we have really bad air conditioning. And so our house in the summer was often 85 degrees. So we did not turn the heater on.
Did we ever chat with Weed 'em and Reap? We've had a few interactions with them, but
Yeah, we've
never
had-
like in-depth conversations.
Donnell's actually my upline in doTERRA, but like we've not had a lot of in-depth conversation or anything.
I'm sure we'll probably talk at some point.
Yeah. Okay, VW Family Farm just shared the link for the PayPal vendors for the Shindig. And somebody asked me while we were at the gathering, they were like, oh, I didn't want to bring plants because you're bringing plants. Please bring plants. Like, if you have plants to vend, please become a plant vendor at the Shindig because I want to buy your plants.
Right. We're not worried about selling all of ours.
Yeah.
We have a whole nother plant sale.
Yeah, I have
after the
another
Shindig.
plant sale. And if I have too many, I'll use the Crop Swap app where I will let people come out to the farm. Like, I will,
I'm not worried about it.
I'll sell my plants and it'll be good. So. Jamie Balser, do you have to use the pea inoculate more than once? Once your soil is inoculated, it's inoculated. Like once that exists, like there are parts of my garden that I inoculated 3 years ago, and my bean and pea plants still grow those nodules on the roots. So I think once it's done, it's done. So Texas Rebel said we have an accent in Texas. I think that I delude myself into believing that I don't have a really strong accent. But then I did a YouTube channel and
you
heard myself talk all the time. I definitely have an accent.
You sweet little angel dumpling.
Is this why I can't grow peas? Probably not. Inoculation just basically helps your production go up. And it helps the soil get fixed with nitrogen more. It just kind of boosts things, but if you're having a hard time growing peas, you might be just trying to grow them when it's too warm. That's the main thing. They don't grow when it's warm outside. That just doesn't work.
Someone said, explain crop swap.
You know, there's not a huge presence of crop swap here. And I don't really do anything like that with my extra stuff. So I don't use it much, but I have some friends that have used it a lot in areas where it's really popular. But it's an app. The people who developed it are super sweet. Like we became friends on Instagram, but it's an app that you get and you basically like share, like if you have a whole bunch of eggs, but you don't have any kale, or whatever, like you want stuff and you have an overabundance of one thing, but you don't have anything of something else, you can go on and trade your extra for somebody else's extra. And it's just essentially supporting other home gardeners and people growing food. It's a really cool premise, but it's got to be established. So I might use it more once it gets, once I get a lot of stuff. Oh, Little Creek Homes. Yeah, Ben, do you know if people are allowed to bring dogs?
Also,
I don't know what the rule is on that.
Ben, find out when vendors can set up Saturday. Like what time are we all getting there to get everything situated? Because I had no idea. I'm glad she's back too, Tammy.
What?
She's like, glad you're back, Jess. I'm like, I'm glad you're back too.
I had a really good time with my brother.
Yeah, I actually haven't seen that video.
Oh, really?
I haven't had time, but I will go back and watch it.
Yeah. We had a really, really good time. Okay, VW Family Farm said they're going to ask about dogs this weekend. So we'll find that out. Thank you, the Prior Homestead. Appreciate that. Let's see. Getting ready to plant sweet potato slips for the first time. Any tips? Wanda, I've never grown sweet potatoes. I'm growing them for the first time this year too. So I hear they're pretty stinking easy from what I've been told, but I'm really excited to get those in the ground. No, I don't do Snapchat, and I also don't do Twitter. I don't have either one of those. We just have YouTube and Instagram, and then we have our Facebook group, Friends of Roots and Refuge Farm. Angie's Pantry, we're having our Shindig, which is our gathering that we're co-hosting with VW Family Farms on April the 6th. It's the 6th, right? Not the 7th.
Yeah, it's the 6th.
It's a Saturday in Searcy at the White County Fairgrounds.
It's going to be pretty awesome. Also, we will be premiering, unless something goes wrong, but it shouldn't. We're going to be premiering exclusively at the Shindig 3 new shirt designs.
Yes. They'll be available after the Shindig for people to purchase if we have any left.
Right. If they all go, then there won't be. So if you're coming to the Shindig, we will have 3 shirts. I will give you a sneak peek.
I thought we were going to put the designs on Teespring for the people who...
After maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. You got to listen. It's a supply and demand. You got to... can't just give it out there. There probably will be a Kit George shirt. Just saying. Yeah. What's up, little homie?
Hey, Dad. Grandma meets... Are we allowed to watch a movie in your room?
In my room? Fine.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I think you need a shirt that has a chicken that says, "Where's Randy?" That's funny.
I asked that.
Not "Where's Randy?" It's "Randy!" Because the Randys don't know how to tell time very good.
I know.
So it's like 2:00 in the morning. They're like, "God damn!" You're like, "Shut up, Randy!"
Would y'all ever consider a tiny lake to fish, or y'all even into fishing? I love fishing.
No.
We don't have enough space to put any sort of like water source here on our property. We only have
fishing.
4 acres. You don't like fishing?
Mm-mm.
I love fishing.
I'm a Marine Corps kind of fisher. Throw a stick of dynamite.
I love fishing.
Pick up the fish.
But I go fly fishing with my brother, and we were talking about it, and I'm thinking we're gonna be like really intentional throughout this season of fly fishing, so that I can actually get good, because we haven't gone frequently enough for me to actually really be very good at it. We're still fishing in the really easy places, but I would like to get very good at fly fishing, and so we're gonna try to learn. I really like that kind of fishing, though. I'm really bad at sitting still. I like to have my hands busy. I like to be doing something because my mind goes 90 miles an hour all the time. And so I just like to be moving. And fly fishing is just so good for me because there's just still movement to it rather than just sitting. Like sitting in a boat with a bobbin and a thing, not my cup of tea.
I'm just fishing to eat, so the whole kiss and release thing doesn't work for me.
I like it.
Kiss and eat. Now we're talking. You know what I mean? Smell good. Guys, I know she looks amazing, but she smells
You're so silly. Stop sniffing me for 600 people.
What? You smell good.
Oh, gosh, I'm going to blush. Okay, Katrina Burke.
Wait, Drew. Drew is super funny. Like, all the time funny.
My brother. He's
right? And was it Jackson or Asher? Was it Asher? Anyways, he just had the baby. I think it was before me, so I think it was Asher.
Yeah, it was Asher.
And he comes to meet the baby, and someone's holding it.
And he goes, Amy was like, "I just love the smell of babies."
And then Drew sits up and goes, "Hey, let me get a hit of that baby." And he's like, grabs Asher, just...
Oh, man. Angie's Pantry, that used to be my biggest qualm with fishing was touching the fish and the worms. But a farm is toughing me up. I touched that fish the other day and didn't even freak out. I even kissed it.
Grandma, maybe I'll let you play for a little before bed.
VW Family Farms Lane is fishing as we speak. That's awesome. Does he go fishing there? Y'all's places, okay. He goes somewhere else?
Figure it out. Go on.
No, Tammy, we didn't work on my tattoo. I haven't worked on my tattoo in like a year. I need to finish it, but I have to do the elbow, and that's the part that I'm looking forward to the least, so I just keep making excuses. Cleo Lee, thank you so much for that. Squirmy things make me squirm, Sunshine Farm. I feel you on that. Someone said, "Get a room." Jeremiah calls any affection in front of other people PDM, public display of marriage.
Twin Cedar Farms. Any tips on goat birth? Let your wife handle it and don't be present.
No, the only Jeremiah
elbow size gloves, because sometimes you have to get up in there.
Jeremiah is the only one that's ever had to like pull a baby goat out.
I sure did.
Because I wasn't
here.
It
was the most disgusting thing.
I think Rose has videos on goat birth. I have a video. It's old, but it's a really good video. My sweet girl Pesky was in that one, and she was so clingy, and it was really sweet. But I love It's really cool. Get your supplies together and make sure you've got the supplies. That's the main thing, and to be able to take care of anything if anything goes wrong. But for the most part, you should just you shouldn't have to. Okay, so Rose just posted one. I saw somebody say something earlier about Rose's goat birth video, but I hadn't seen it yet. So
I will never get her in. I will always have public displays of marriage.
I will never get her in.
I liked it, so I put a ring on it. Yes. You'd be surprised how often TLC and Destiny's Child life quotes.
Do you start your herbs indoors, Connie? I do start my herbs indoors. And I started several today. I'm gonna take multiple different kinds of basil starts to sell. That's my plan, at least. Oh, I guess we're on
Baker's Acres Homestead. The chowder.
That's
the one that they're still on Whole 30, so they didn't get to eat.
Oh man,
it was so good though. I ate so much clam chowder. Oh my gosh,
it is really good.
It is so good. Little cayenne pepper. And then someone, Austin, which he doesn't have a channel, but he brought homemade bread. I mean, we're just dipping bread and chowder, and oh my gosh, it was so good.
Yeah, Meg made chowder when she was here. It was really cool. Whenever 180 degrees from average came and the Holler Homestead came, everybody stayed at our house for a week, right at Christmas. And we did Christmas together. And we all just took turns cooking for just this massive group of people and like helping each other. It was really, really cool. And everybody kind of cooked their Christmas tradition dinner.
Actually, Meg, when I got up to Missouri, was like, we want to start a regular Christmas tradition of meeting up at people's houses, like the same families.
Cool. That's really awesome.
We will never go to Ethan's house because he's in Minnesota, so that's never going to happen.
Probably.
So probably we go to the Hollers when we go to the house, and then we'll come back here, and then Ethan can just go wherever we go because I'm never going up there. Ever.
In the winter, I would like to go up there.
If he moves.
I don't even know if I would like to go up there. I would like to go in a blizzard. I would like to be there in a blizzard.
No, you would not.
Yes, I would.
No, you wouldn't.
I think it would be neat. No. I don't want to be out in it because I don't want to die. But.
What if the power gets shut off and then we have to survive? Actually, no, let's go up there because then you'd have to be in a sleeping bag with me.
Oh my gosh, you need to stop. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes, let's talk about gardening. I did start Brad's Atomic Grape Tomatoes.
This is what you get when you leave for one life. I go crazy.
So, someone said wimp. Yeah,
I live farther north than Ethan. It sucks. There's nothing good about it. They don't even get their sugar from regular sugar things. They get them from sugar beets. It's like, what is that even? Exactly. You don't even know. You don't even know.
It's a beet
that has sugar in it.
All beets have sugar in them. They're very sweet. Okay. Let's see. That's actually one of the top GMO crops. We don't go down that road. We're almost out of time and we've got to do our shout outs.
Yeah.
My favorite kale, Felicia, just the plain old curly blue veins curled kale. That's my favorite kale. But I am a pretty non-discriminatory kale eater. I really like kale. I've got this Ragged Jack Red Russian one. It's real frilly. It's really, really good. That one's the one I'm eating a lot right now. Keto Country Homestead. Yeah, I knew that you guys were planning on bringing them. I don't know that the dogs would be an issue. We just had to change the we had to change the venue, but they're going to double check and make sure. But I think I think it should be fine. I hate to tell everybody, hey, break the rules. I don't know what the rules are of the fairground, but we're going to find out and make the official announcement, and then y'all just have to decide what to do. So.
I think we direct sowed our melons.
Thank you, Tammy. Yeah, direct sow melons.
Yeah, I don't remember you starting them.
You can start them, but we have long season, so we just direct sow. Wow, Mimsy's garden, Anna, that's so good. I love giving away plants. It's just awesome. I sent Kira home with a couple plants yesterday when she came out and visited. All right.
I will find out from Kaylee at Quail Hollow, the farm of Quail Hollow, and I will put it in the link the description or the about of this video. Once I figure out a link to buy the lotion, because people keep asking about the lotion, because I don't know where to find it. And honestly, by the time I got done looking for it, we would need to be ending our live video. So
Yeah.
I will just find it and get it linked. And then you guys can go and support her. I'm telling you, it is literally, the best lotion. Like, I've been outside in the sun, dirt, paint, scrubbed it off, and I put just a little bit of that on there and my hands feel completely restored. It is by far the best lotion, especially if you work with your hands.
I'm going to Marco Polo her. Now all the people who... I have like 47 Marco Polo messages I don't respond to.
Now they're going to get the notification. Hey, Jessica's on Marco Polo. And she can be like, are you watching mine? Are you watching mine? You're like, nope. I just need to figure out where you get the lotion from.
Hey, Kaylee. I'm on a live video. Y'all say
yeah,
hi.
Everyone wants to say hey to Kaylee.
Everybody say hi to Kaylee. Where can people get your lotion? I'm only going to be on for a few more minutes, so I don't know if you'll see this. You might be at work, but we would like to know. We're going to link your channel in here so people can check it out, but we would like to know where people can get Mangalitsa lotion. Oh my gosh. Natalie, you're on this.
Is Natalie Marco Poloing you right now? She's literally on here. Oh, yeah. That's straight up. Someone gave us a super chat and you didn't even know.
I didn't see it. Okay. Cleo Lee. Oh, I just figured out. Thank you so much. Oh, she's Jessica also. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I've actually never tried this on a sunburn, mostly because I don't get sunburn, but also because we just got it this fall, so we've never had the opportunity. I think it would work. I don't know the healing properties.
It's just moisturizing. It's got
really
essential oils in it that might help a sunburn.
So I don't know if I don't know if it's the equivalent to aloe vera or something like that. So.
Yeah, I doubt it has the medicinal properties of aloe vera. However, the essential oils in it, it's got frankincense and lavender in it, which those are both good for that. Tammy Gear, thank you so much for the super chat. Also, I went up and missed that. So, also I saw Broussard Homestead, which you've probably been in here, but I just haven't seen. Hey, you guys, we got to meet them in person at the Shindig. Not the Shindig. The Shindig hasn't happened yet.
At the gathering.
The gathering. Thank you. The Hesitant Homesteader said,
I do believe it would be good for eczema, but again, this is all going to have to be trial and error, and you figure out if it works for you. I do believe that
the thing is with this is that being Mangalitsa lard, and therefore, so it's an animal product, and so that's more like our cellular makeup than a plant product is going to be, and so it's at first when you start putting it on, you think, oh, this is going to be kind of like, you assume it's going to be greasy. Like I like really light stuff, but then it just kind of like disappears and it's just super soft and feels really, really good. So obviously I'm in the garden a lot. I'm in the soil and that it dries your hands out. You know this if you garden. And so this really, it helps out a lot. Oh, Broussard, you're coming to the homestead. Send me a message, please.
Last thing for everyone, if you're a content creator and you're coming to the Shindig, email the Shindig email, theshindig2019@gmail.com and say what Jessica just, pretended like she was saying.
My favorite animal, dogs. I know that's not like thrilling for a farmer to be like, I love dogs. I do. I love dogs though. My dog is my favorite animal that's alive on the entire planet.
Marco Polo is essentially you recorded a live video like FaceTime and you send it to your friend and then they watch it and then they send one back. It's like a video chatting.
And I'm just terrible at keeping up with it. But I drive Jeremiah crazy.
Someone asked a question.
If you've ever sent me a message and I haven't gotten back to you, I promise it's not personal. I'll just show you this right now. Is it gonna focus?
It can't focus.
Oh, there it goes.
It's in the 60s.
Yeah, 68 text messages, 368 emails. Something like 30 unwatched Marco Polos. I don't know. People say, how do you do it all? And I'm like, pretty much a hermit.
Vivian, I put chicken poop on my garden late fall here in Minnesota. Can I plant it this spring? I don't know if that's enough time. You really just need to.
The thing is that if it hasn't had time to break down, it'll burn your plants because there'll be too much nitrogen. So if it was really fresh when you put it in, you might run into an issue, but if it's already there, you might not be able to do anything about it. So if you start having problems, then you would know that might be the cause of it. So, my favorite season, I like all of them. I don't think I have a favorite season. There's something that I love about all of them. I would say winter probably ranks the bottom of the list, but each one it has its merits. I really, really love spring, obviously, but I think that's because we're in it. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna do what we're doing.
We're gonna do what we're doing. That is exactly what we're gonna do.
Is it safe to eat?
Vivian, it depends on what it is. I would be very hesitant to plant. Gosh, that was hard. I can't word right now. I would be very hesitant to plant something like lettuces in what might be hot manure. If you're going to plant something that's going to be up off of the soil, like, tomato plants, peppers, that would be safe to eat. But anything that you're going to take directly away from the soil and eat, root vegetables, I would wait. I would give it some more time. Some people say chicken poop that you can do it in 6 months. I have read that before, but I'm pretty sure the general consensus is a year.
There's reasonable land out here. I would just do your research. I'm not a real estate agent.
What is somebody saying?
Someone's asking, is land cheap out there?
It's not like cheap. It's not dirt cheap, but it's also not California.
The cost of living in Arkansas is one of the lower in the states, lower states in the United States. So that tells you that obviously land and rent and things like that are cheaper here than most other places.
Yeah.
So just do your research. Yep. Zillow, like someone said, is a great.
If we ever sell our house, it'll probably be in the $200,000 range, just with 4 acres and everything set up. Maybe a little bit more than that because of how much we've built on it, and the right person would probably value it. But and that would probably be pretty comparable for what we have here. You can get more land with a smaller house and less structures, for sure. And the further out of town you get, the cheaper that it gets. So that just give you a little bit of an idea of what you see here. Considering that there are people in California that are paying $500,000 for significantly less than this, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, Rebecca, like in a lot of places, $200,000 will barely get you a townhome. And so to be able to get 4 acres, and our house is 3,000 square feet. So that's pretty good. It'd probably be in the 200 to 220 range for what we have. And that would be a fair price. So.
Okay. We need to wrap this up.
Okay.
We're about 8 minutes over. So.
Okay. So, what we're digging this week. I don't have my list where I talk about the different topics, but what we're working on is definitely window greenhouse. Jeremiah's been cranking that out since he got home from being at the
weather has been
hardiness approach. Amazing. I've been in my greenhouse every moment that I didn't absolutely have to be doing something else aside from school and basic cleaning and cooking and working on some oil stuff and just doing the YouTube stuff that I do. Been in my greenhouse hours every single day, separating plants, starting seeds. That's been what we're working on. Let's see what we're eating. We're eating a lot of eggs, but not enough because they're really piling up. So that's what we're going to be eating more of. I've been on a popcorn kick with Rango Gordo popcorn. I got it on Amazon. I don't even know if they still sell it on Amazon. Last time I went to order it, they didn't have any. You have to order it from their website. I have no affiliation to them whatsoever, but I really like their stuff. And someone bought us an air popper off of our wish list. And I've been eating a lot of popcorn. That's such a good snack. What we are listening to. What we're listening to. You've still been on Mumford and Sons.
I always go back to Mumford and Sons. I don't know how long it'll last, but I listen to something else and I swing back because
Mumford and Sons was Maya's mom's favorite.
One of her favorites. Them and Michael Bublé.
Yeah, and then a few different worship people, but she loved Mumford and Sons, and she and his sister used to go to the concerts, and so actually they just released their tour dates for their tour.
The last set of tour dates for their new album Coming to America, the tour that's in America, this portion of the tour. And so the last set of dates just got released.
And the last
concert of that set, so their very last concert is in Colorado.
And it's
on August 15th.
His mom's birthday.
On my mom's birthday.
And so we bought
Ocean. And so everyone else is bought tickets, and we're going to Colorado in August to be at the Mumford Sons concert. That's going to be for my mom's birthday. For the first anniversary.
The first year of not having her on her birthday. We're all going to go to Colorado and go to the concert. So
I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah. It was, I don't know. I'm sure it'll be a hard day, but that's definitely making the best of it.
Yep. So that, and then there's a worship band that I listened to a couple days ago called Cageless Birds. It's actually Jonathan David and Melissa Helser. It's their band.
Are you back on Cageless Birds? Are you listening to that again?
I listened to Cageless Birds. It's called an album called Live at Home, and they recorded this whole album in their family room.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. There's YouTube videos about it. So check that out. Cageless Birds Live at Home.
Yep.
What we're eating this week is birthday cake.
We've had a lot of birthday parties lately.
A ridiculous amount of birthday parties this weekend, and there was cake. And I have no self-control when it comes to cake. So I ate cake.
Country Homestead Preacher. Does Daniel have a CD with the song y'all sang Friday night at the gathering, the Where the Wild Things Grow? No. However, Daniel is coming here in a few weeks for the Shindig. And we've had so many people ask us for that song that we are going to record that probably in a video, and it will be the best quality that we can muster with the stuff that we have. And I'm going to record a singing video for you guys.
The concert is near Denver, and it's at an outside amphitheater, so I guess it's a pretty popular one. Also, the cruise, we are tentatively, so loosely planning. We'll see how it all goes. We're possibly looking at going on the cruise the week of Thanksgiving when I have Malia, because I'll have her. The garden won't need to be as tended to as the summer garden, and a bunch of other factors that looks like our best option.
No, not Red Rocks. The green fiddle something. I can't remember. It's not the Red Rocks though. Sorry, go ahead. Several people said that. That's another.
I don't know. Some outdoor theater.
That's another venue.
All I know is that we're gonna go. Like we'll figure. She's the one who when she found out about going, she researched it and figured out where it was and looked at plane tickets. And I just was like, yeah, I'll go. And that was the last I thought about it. Like, yeah, I want to go. That sounds like fun. So we really complement each other.
Yeah, Fiddler's Green. That's it. Thank you. Okay. Who? Oh, yeah. So several people were talking about Daniel. Yeah, he has done really well losing all of the weight. And his album has done really well being out. If you haven't already got that, somebody asked a question about it, but I missed it. I don't know. It might have gotten buried. Two Family Homestead said, Maya, would you prefer cheesecake or sugar pie?
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake. He does like cheesecake. Okay.
But
who are watching this week?
Who are we watching this week?
This is kind of funny.
This is a cool thing. So somebody got to come visit the farm. So there's 2 channels right now, and they might be on here still, that have actually seen the greenhouse. One I sent a picture to because he's my friend. And 2.
Who'd you send a picture to? Ethan?
Zach Stivers.
Oh, to Zach Stivers. Okay.
And then one channel came and visited this week. And when she was coming out to see it,
I said, hey, do you know that Everyday Kira? And he goes, yeah, I think she's the one that we're going to shout out this week. I've been seeing her videos pop up. And I was like, she's on her way to our house. I'd forgotten to tell him. And he was like, that's weird. Because he didn't know. And he was already planning on shouting her out.
So she's
seen the greenhouse.
She's seen the greenhouse. She's going to be in a vlog. And we interviewed her about the greenhouse, but didn't show you guys. And that is in response to all the heckling I got at the gathering and a couple other places where they're like, show me the greenhouse. I want to see it. And I'm like, okay, that just eggs me on to just tease you a little bit more. So we've been interviewing people about it, but not showing it.
If you ever want to get Jeremiah to give you a hard time. Just give him an inkling of a hard time. If he catches the slightest wind that you are the kind of person that does well with that kind of humor, it's over. Just prepare yourself. I do not like that kind of humor. Like, it stresses me out. And so he has all this pent up heckling built up inside of him because he doesn't do it to me because he wants to have a happy marriage. And so
okay, so Everyday Kira, she is really wanting to get to 1,000, and I really would like to help her get there as quickly as possible. She has been busting her butt, working hard
for a while,
and she deserves it. So if you're watching, Meyer has it that some euchre games will be held Friday night before the Shindig.
Yes, we can confirm that is true.
I mean, bring your lunch again. I like eating it. Anyways, go give that Everyday Kira a follow. Let's get her to 1,000, guys, so she can start getting monetized and all that good stuff. You gonna look it up?
I'm gonna look it up and see where she's at right now.
Plus, we're gonna put her in the regular vlog, so that'll help if we don't get her quite there tonight. But it would be cool to see her get there tonight.
Let's see. She currently has 535 subscribers. If somebody could link her. Okay, good. Two Family Homesteads got her link up. Lauren's got her link up. The Rooted Wanderers.
Oh, Rooted Wanderer. I didn't even see Lauren was on.
Yeah. Lauren put up her first YouTube video of their camper.
I don't know.
538. So that's cool. Oh, wow. It just jumped to 560. You guys are so awesome. I love you guys. I love the fact that you love to make people happy by supporting their dreams. Oh, Natalie tagged me in a really good video this week. So I'm going to shoot it, my response later on this week. I don't know when it'll be up later this week. It's really good. It's about supporting people's dreams.
Dirty or catfishing? Are you guys a part of a cult? Yes. Would you like some Kool-Aid?
Stop it. See, I can't handle heckling. I can't even handle it. Yeah, but Kira came over. Her kids got like crazy filthy at my house.
Oh my gosh. I was in that moment. I just pray. I lift my hand up like I was in church and I said, praise the Lord.
That is not my
kids. Praise the Lord. He is good and faithful. Because those kids were like rolling. I mean, like her daughter is so cute. And I did not want to touch her. Like, she is rubbing super soil. Like she's saying, rub-a-dub-dub. Like she's washing her body and with super soil. Guys, that's compost. That's not poop, but it still stinks. Like it's ripe. I mean, and she had all of them getting in her car. Like, honestly, I'm surprised that she made it home without passing out because of the smell of the super soil.
No, okay, so Kira and I are downstairs.
And they left with at least $4 or $5 worth of super soil. Caked on them. Like, okay, she could have shooken them off and started seeds.
We were in the basement going through seeds and stuff, and I was just showing her that stuff. And we're down there just looking through stuff. And Maya goes, Kira, I need you to come to the stairs. And he was upstairs. And she comes and he's got her daughter standing there. And he's like, this one's on you. And she literally had laid down in the mud. Like, it was hilarious.
Not like dirt, like wet dirt.
And Jeremiah was like, here's your child. I'm going to go get some clothes. It was so funny. Like,
for people who are like wanting to understand what I'm talking about, like, the option, like football, the quarterback's running and he has the option to shuffle the ball to the halfback. Yeah, I was like, option. This one's yours, Kira. Because I don't mind helping, but whenever there's like a real stinky diaper or that kind of mess, I'm like, nope, tag out. I already have to handle this with my kids.
Not my problem.
Yeah.
It was fun though. Her babies are precious. They took to the farm like they were made for it. She said she literally had to hose them off. She texted me a while later and was like, it took me 30 minutes to get all of the dirt off my kids. They were so filthy. She's at 630, so that's a pretty good jump. I think we can do a little bit better. She's got a lot of really great content. Gardening, she's sharing a lot of like her seed starting. She actually did a video showing, like, she just recently got chickens. She did a video showing like kombucha. She shares that. She's done a germination experiment. That's a cool video popping up. Germination experiment with 35-year-old teas.
Bread. She better bring some bread.
She makes bread. That's actually
hey,
how
Kara,
her channel started.
Make some bread and bring it over before you leave. No, seriously.
He's not. He's like, actually, Kira, I found the Brad. You know how your seeds fell out of your pocket? The Brad's Atomic Grape tomato seeds are here. So
she's still in Arkansas.
Yeah, she'll be here all week.
So she has to bring back our kids' clothes.
Yeah, she was talking about coming back.
Yeah, well, she has to bring back those kids' clothes. We had to send her daughter home in our son's clothes that she then took and rolled in the super soil and caked that all over her. So, like, we'll see her again, I'm sure. Well, I need to check something.
Thank you, Patricia. That's a really sweet comment. I appreciate that. What is the toasted rabbit? Went to a friend's homestead over the weekend. Her doe gave birth, but one of her doelings didn't make it. First time she went with a pregnant goat. Well, I'm sorry the doeling didn't make it, but that is really exciting to get to be a part of. I'm really hoping that Mayhem kids while my friend Amanda is here. Who is out there?
Somebody who's looking for trash service or taking a picture of the dumpster to call.
Oh, we live out in the sticks, so if somebody pulls in your driveway at night, you go investigate every time.
Had to go out there and show them my guns, be like, "What are you doing on my property?"
They were taking a picture of our dumpster trash service because they want to get a dumpster too.
Them bears out there barking at them.
Yeah.
Do we like kombucha? No.
I love kombucha. I drink kombucha all the time.
I don't.
I have an ancient SCOBY on my counter currently that needs to be reset, but I have not brewed it in a little while. I got behind. It's pretty much vinegar. $6.46. It's a pretty good
Do you have a Family Farms? You know I've got bigger guns than a .22 caliber. You little pellet gun. You little Red Rider BB.
You better stop talking smack. You're going to have to arm wrestle next time. Terry, that's awesome. Quail eggs. That's super exciting. All right. I'm going to give it just a little bit longer. I want you guys to make sure you're following.
Did we get is she at 800 yet?
Make sure 650. Make sure you're let's see. She's got also when you go to follow somebody, watch their videos a little bit because that helps. Sometimes when you follow people and you don't watch anything, YouTube will unsubscribe you from them. So if it's somebody that you're really wanting to watch, like follow them and then watch their videos, just enough that they'll keep showing it to you.
I will accept your offer of sending me bread once you get home, but I do want some bread because I do like bread.
Samantha, we're talking about that every day, Kira, who we are talking about who we are watching this week. I cannot talk tonight. CB's greenhouse and garden.
Wouldn't you like to know? It's going pretty good.
It's looking beautiful.
I remember CB's greenhouse and garden. They've been commenting. Like they've been a steady.
They have been one of our steady followers from the very beginning. We appreciate you guys so much.
Like I would honestly, if I could just show them, I'd probably show them because they've stuck around for so long. You
better quit. You're gonna have so many messages of people being like, "Just show me."
And I will respond to every single one. No. No. Because it feeds me.
Thank you, Stivers. Let me wrench them.
Wrench them.
Wrench them.
Oh man. Give them a wrench.
You know, Roy, I'm not sure about leggy sunflowers. I have not dealt with that. We always direct
sowed them, didn't we?
Yeah, I've only ever direct sowed them. I know they don't love being transplanted, but they can. But yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, the thing is with a lot of things aren't like tomatoes. Not everything will grow new roots. And so you can sow them deep or transplant them deep to give them more support. But I don't know with that.
Keto Country Homestead, I like all of them, but I'm not a fan of what I classify as the not category. Do you know what the not category is? Let me explain to you what the not category is. This is something I tried to teach my mom. She never really understood
Jeremiah's mom really loved cooking healthy food. And so I always appreciated
She would come over and be like, "Hey, I got some biscuits. You want to try one?" I'm like, "I don't know. What kind of biscuits are they?" Because I always have to ask that. Like, you would think in the South, you should never have to ask, what kind of biscuits do you have? But with my mom, you did. She'd be like, "Well, they're gluten-free." And I'm like, "Okay. I do not want to try that." She goes, No, they taste just like biscuits. I'm like, okay. I'm like, listen, that's not a biscuit. See, it's a not biscuit. It's a not cookie. It's a not pie.
Okay.
It's not this.
You don't dislike all gluten-free stuff.
No. I like gluten. I don't dislike like gluten-free like cornflakes.
Never. It's not a substitute.
You see what I did there? You like that one? Jessica loves.
I have this pet peeve.
She loves when people use marketing stuff. It's like trending, market trending, where it's like gluten-free, this, non-GMO, and it's like a Butterfinger. It's like, thanks. Obviously,
that actually might need to have like things like cornflakes, and people put gluten-free on the front of cornflakes, and you're like, yeah, obvious. Or orange juice. I actually saw a gluten-free thing on orange juice once, which I guess there are additives, and so they have to put it in some things, but there are some things that should not.
Also, I want to clarify, I'm not making light of people who are gluten intolerant, who can't have gluten. I get it. Okay, I'm not making fun of you or saying it's bad or it's not real. None of that stuff. I get it. I just don't want to eat the stuff you have to eat. Like, to me, if I have a little abdominal swelling, it was worth it to eat that delicious homemade bread. Like, because I tried the not bread, and it was not good.
It doesn't go over well for him. Maybe it's just that I don't know how to cook this stuff well. That is a real possibility.
What? No, it's not. One of my favorite things my mom always made, and honestly, Jessica's never made it because my mom always did, is something called day bars, which is essentially like a oatmeal cookie kind of crust and topping with like pureed dates in the middle. It's just something we always grew up with. And, one time she tried to make, gluten-free ones. And
it wasn't gluten-free. She did something else.
She did something else anyways.
Sugar. She did something else in it.
It was not day bars. And I couldn't have the heart to tell her how bad it was. So I told her I ate them. I lied to my mom. And I threw those jokers away. I did. I tried to feed them to dogs. Dogs were like, no. So I felt bad about that. But I still wouldn't have made them. I'm just being honest. So if you want to, if like people are asking about like what kind of baked goods and things like that, the real stuff. It could be with whole ingredients, real sugar, real flour, all that. It doesn't have to be like the bleached and the high fructose corn syrup. But I don't need any of this like keto, non-GMO.
Amanda Palladini said she tried making brownies with black beans and they were okay, not amazing, but edible. I've done that. I've made the black bean cake.
Amanda
before.
Palladini, if you ever talk about black bean brownies again on this live chat, I will time you out for 300 seconds. There are some things you just don't go.
She's going to come in person on Wednesday and be like, black bean brownies, just because you can't time around.
Yes, I can. I have tape. I'll set a timer. 300. See, preach. Yes, you listen. Listen, Linda. Okay? Nobody wants no black bean brownies. Nobody wants that.
I've made a chocolate cake with black beans.
If you can plant a brownie,
very tasty.
If you can plant a brownie in the ground and it grow a beanstalk, it's not a brownie. I want to plant a brownie in the ground.
But I'll be here.
I know you will. I can't time you out.
Oh, man.
And I don't even eat that much, baked goods anyways. But when I do, I want the real stuff.
Avocado chocolate pudding is good. I bet that's good.
That sounds horrible. Lauren, we are not friends. What is wrong with you people? I'm a firm believer in if it ain't broke, you don't have to fix it.
But it is going to make you unhealthy.
Listen, real pudding is not broke. It just is pudding and it's so good. And listen, I know you said it was edible, but don't even lie like you weren't thinking, man, I wish I had the real thing. Why are you trying to make it taste like the real thing? Why don't you just eat avocados? Why are you trying to make it taste like pudding? See, because pudding is amazing, right? And you want to eat pudding, but you don't want all the carbs or the sugar or whatever it is you're trying to eliminate.
Ethan said Sarah's going to make you avocado cupcakes when they get down here.
Okay, I'll probably lie to her too. Being honest, I'll try it. I'll try it. It's not that I won't try it. I'm just not going to pretend like, oh, it's so good. Because it's not.
Jeremiah will not lie to you. I'll tell you this right now. If you cook now, we have an agreement in our marriage. When I cook things and they are not good, I've told him from the very beginning, please, you do not have to choke down bad food and tell me. that it's good because I want to be a good cook. And so I want to grow from my own mistakes. And like a lot of times I don't take it personally. If I follow a recipe and it's bad, that ain't my fault. I follow the recipe. That's their own fault for making a bad recipe. And then I can fix it if I know what is bad about it. Other people do not have that mindset. And I have to tell them sometimes, I'm like, honey, that's rude. Like, it's rude to tell people that you don't like what they cooked, but he won't lie. He's just like, yeah, I don't really like this. He just lets it rip.
Well, I could eat keto. I'm not saying like most keto stuff is good. They just leave out some like pretty decent ingredients that I'm just like, yeah.
You can do without.
I could handle the keto stuff. It's more of the.
Well, I mean, like if you do, a lot of the keto breads are like the gluten. They're not breads.
Right, but
Your
I wasn't
opinion,
thinking about
I'm
that.
not.
I was saying like you can put bacon on anything and it tastes good. I mean, that's point and example. You can put bacon around green beans and they taste delicious. You take the bacon away and then you just got green beans. It's like.
All right, Mom.
All right, so
I think we're gonna run this down. Come here.
what's
You
wrong,
ate
baby?
dinner, love.
You already had dinner.
Yeah, we're done. We're done.
We're about
Here,
to
do you
be
want to
finished.
come say hi to everybody? Would y'all like to meet my mom?
What's wrong? You want to say hi to
Come on, it's okay. Really pretty.
It's okay.
My mom. Here's my mom. I don't know if y'all see. You can probably see my mom.
Hello. I didn't expect to be on.
She's like, all right, bye.
Yeah,
That was it. That's all you
Hey,
get.
Benny boy.
There's my mom. A quick
say
sighting
hi?
of my mom. Her name's Mary. For those of you who are like, hi, Jess's mom. Her name's Mary.
Here's Benjamin.
Say hi to everybody.
Oh, pistol P, huh?
All right.
All right, guys.
All right, guys, we're going to say bye to everybody. You want to say bye?
Give Everyday Cure a follow.
Everyday
Let's
Cure,
her
what
to
did we get?
1,000.
What did we get her to? What are we at? 667. So she's pretty close to 700.
We'll trickle in some more tonight.
Yeah, and then tomorrow she's going to be on the vlog. Our hanging out will be on the vlog. So, all right.
All right, guys.
See, my kids don't understand the concept that there are 526 people on the other side of this camera. They just see themselves to make faces at. So. All right.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hey.
Say,
Bye.
what do you say? At the end of the video, say, we bless you.
We bless you.
Yeah, until next time.
Until next time.